if you're like us, you love fashion, but you're also pretty partial to planet Earth. It can be overwhelming when you realize the environmental devastation that the fashion industry causes. 70 million barrels of oil are used every year to make polyester.
But luckily, fashion doesn't have to cost the Earth.
I'm Taylor in Hong Kong.
And I'm Redress founder Christina Dean in London.
Stick with us to follow 10 bright young things from around the world committed to designing our way out of this crisis.
As they journey to the runway of the world's largest sustainable fashion design competition, the Redress Design Award.
The Redress Design Award 2021 first prize with Timberland goes to...
This year, our top designer will win a collaboration with leading global brand Timberland.
It will be such an honor to work with a brand that cares so much about sustainability.
We're looking for disruptive thinking that we could bring to our designs that would inspire consumers to become part of our movement moving forward.
Of course, I hope I can win, but I really think everyone is so great, so let the judges just decide.
You're watching Frontline Fashion.
Super excited to see you all over the world. To make it this far is a really, really big deal.
I'm so excited about being a finalist, to be meeting lots of different people working in the industry.
Our 10 finalists were chosen from hundreds of applicants from around the globe.
Although the pandemic is keeping us physically apart for a second year, the show must go on.
The competition is so good and it's like so international. I'm so blown away at the competition.
Decisions were made based on their design concepts and their vision for the industry.
Traditionally, the fashion industry is very closed off and everything is a secret, but hopefully when sustainable designers come together, we can teach each other the best way to go forward, because at the end of the day, the real goal is to solve this problem of waste and becoming more sustainable.
Hi guys, I'm Taylor. Good luck in going out and making your collections. I can't wait to see them on the runway here in Hong Kong.
Thank you.
For Redress Design Awards, the brief was to create 3 ready-to-wear looks and 1 haute couture look and 1 digital look. We were challenged to use textile waste to make a contemporary collection for a man or a woman who really cares about the planet.
Our mission is to reduce waste in the fashion industry, but we obviously can't do it alone. And you, each one of you, you're brave and bold, brilliant solutions, and we think that they have a really important position in the world right now.
At Redress, where our mission is to reduce waste in the fashion industry, we've watched with growing sadness and, dare I say, shock as textile waste rates continue to increase. Already the equivalent of 1 dumper truck of textiles is either landfilled or incinerated every second around the world. By 2030, it's estimated that textile waste rates will increase by 60%.
So where does all this waste come from?
Textile waste comes in 2 main forms: pre-consumer, which is made up of fabric wasted during the design and manufacturing stage, and post-consumer, which is made up of clothing discarded after use.
And why is there so much waste?
We have been conditioned to buy more and more and more garments, with brands pumping out new designs every week. To keep up with our consumption habits, the world currently produces over 100 billion garments every year and counting. And on average, each item we buy is only worn 7 times before we dispose of it. Every day, just in Hong Kong alone, 170 tons of clothing waste is dumped into landfills, wasting along with it the vast amount of human and environmental resources embedded in them.
It takes a lot of manpower and nature resources to make fabric, so how can we abandon clothes so easily and quickly?
There is so much waste that comes from fashion and so much waste that's kind of just like not really spoken about. And I think fashion doesn't need to have the negative environmental impact that it has. So I think for young designers like me, it's important for us to really push that change in the world.
Designers play a crucial role in waste reduction since 80% of a garment's environmental impact is decided at the design stage. And by not using virgin materials, our designers dramatically decrease their garments' environmental footprint.
For her collection, Lucy Saunders brings items from her childhood back to life.
My whole collection is based around sourcing material that I had around me, which wasn't wanted anymore, and kind of celebrating things that I've had around my childhood. So I'm mixing lots of like outdoors elements. I looked at old flags, lots of boat covers, and also tents. You know, working with so many different varieties of fabric, that brings its own challenges, but in turn actually creates something more creative because it makes me really think about the fabric that I'm using. So I'm bringing a new life and meaning to it. As a designer, for me, that's like a really exciting and creative way to look at fashion.
Back in Hong Kong, I meet up with local finalist Sai Lau to learn about her inspiration and design approach.
Can you tell me a bit about your design concept?
I'm a person who suffers from ADHD. My mission is to show that imperfect is more beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, the silhouette's really interesting. You have a lot of different edges.
To translate her concept into her design, Sai has created an aesthetic with raw and imperfect edges and has layered contrasting colors and styles to represent the beauty in imperfection.
I hope to raise the attention that some of us are different and we should not have discrimination against each other as we are all humans.
So what sustainable techniques are you planning on using?
I use free techniques, upcycling, deconstructions, and seal waste patterns.
Our rising stars must incorporate the following design techniques. Zero waste design is a technique that eliminates textile waste at the design stage. Upcycling is the recycling of a product into higher quality. Reconstruction is the process of making new clothes from pre-worn garments or industry samples.
Today I'm helping Sai source materials for the upcycled elements of her collection in the heart of Hong Kong's historical garment district, Sham Shui Po.
Whoa, I've never seen anything like this. Wow, it's just fabric on fabric on fabric on fabric. There's so many colors and textures. It actually feels really overwhelming. How do you shop sustainably in a place like this?
Oh, we can find some end of rolls.
What are end of rolls?
End of roll is the fabric that is leftovers from the industry.
Okay, so it's kind of like the waste, production waste.
Yeah.
Okay.
我想問有冇啲 end of rolls 啊？
有啊。
End of rolls make up a small portion of more than 48 billion square yards of pre-consumer textile waste generated by the industry every year. And that's enough fabric waste to wrap around the circumference of the earth.
我要呢個。
Luckily, some brands, manufacturers, and our finalists are looking at ways to divert it from landfill.
My fabrics are secondhand. Some of it is end of roll from textile mills, and a lot of it is wasted textiles from handicraft artisans. I started the textile design from scratch. All of it is done by hand and all of it is natural. My advice to people who would want to be more sustainable is to slow down a little bit. There's so much to sustainability and so many layers to it that one person alone cannot do it. And once we all come together, I think that is the best way we can challenge fast fashion, and soon slow fashion will be the norm.
I think sustainability can be quite overwhelming at first, but small steps really do make a big difference. It's easy to forget the impact of a purchase or the power you have as a consumer.
Next time on Frontline Fashion.
We delve into the issues and solutions of the secondhand clothing industry and how designers are putting these unwanted textiles to use.